Hello and welcome. This is Ruth and I've got another kit from Tonic Studios to share with you today. It's number 65 and it's the Floral Gate Creator Set. So obviously these kits are launched on the 20th of each month and then they're shipped out to you after that. I think it's on the first week of the following month, but on the 20th then you get to have a good look through what's here and I'll show you how to make some things with it. So I'm just going to open the box up now, show you what's in there, and then we'll get straight into making something really nice. So while I'm having a quick look through here to get everything sorted, don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, to do that and hit the notification bell, and you'll see lots of lovely things coming up soon. And don't forget, if you have enjoyed it at the end, to give me a little thumbs up and leave me a little comment, because that always helps as well. Now, in this little pack we've got lots of beautiful card and paper. Then you'll have the die set and stamp set in here. And in this packet then you'll have lots of lovely Nouveau and Craft Perfect products from Tonic as well. So we'll have a little look through the papers first of all, and that'll give us a good idea of what colour scheme we're going to be using as well. This little wallet's actually really handy because it's obviously made especially to fit these A4 pieces of card, and I always keep them in that when I'm working at them, and then all the little bits and pieces as well will be in there, and I always go to the smallest pieces first to see if a piece fits, and then I can check out the bigger pieces after that, because that way it actually saves you wasting your card. That's just a little tip, but we'll move on and have a little look at what's there. So first of all, you can see we've got some absolutely gorgeous mirror card here. Now this is at the back for a reason, because it's really beautiful, but I always have difficulty sort of filming it because of the reflection in it. So I'll show you that one first and then we'll move on. This one is Petal Pink and you can see it's holographic. This one is holographic as well, so you can see all those multicolours in there, but the main colour in that one is the pink, and then this one is Tidal Wave, and they are really beautiful, but they go really perfectly with the rest of the colours in here. Just look at those two together. It's actually hard to show that on camera because there's so many different colours showing up in there, but from that angle you can see that the pink goes beautifully with that one. So that's the two mirror cards out of the way, and then we've got this absolutely beautiful Candy Floss glitter card there. Hailstorm, you can see that one is really beautiful speciality paper, and there's a beautiful texture to that as well. And then we have these different colours in the classic card. So this has a kind of texture weave finish to it as well. And this one is Blossom Pink, you'll get one sheet of that. This one is Navy Blue, one sheet of that as well. One sheet of Cornflower Blue, and then we'll have two sheets of Raspberry Pink. And that is a really beautiful combination. But I've already had a little look inside the other packet, and you just find something in there that goes really beautifully with that as well. But I don't like hanging about too long until we have a little look at these dies, because that's really the main part for me. There's the little sticker, we'll pop that on here, and then I'll always know when I put that into my other folder what's inside this one. I've got the dies here, and I've actually just taken them out of the packaging because of the glare, so you can see them a bit better. But you can see already that there's a beautiful corner shape here, and that has this detailed part in it. And then this piece would be used along with this one to cut that out, because this little die in here will cut the detail into your card, but you'll need to use it with this to cut it out. And then, as the name suggests, you will be able to use it in a sort of a gate orientation with a gatefold, and we've got this piece that cuts that shape and this one that cuts the detail into that. And I'm just looking here and noticing that you can obviously make this to whatever length you want, because it doesn't have a cutting edge along here, and that would be really useful because you can move that along your card and make longer strips of that as well. Then we have a beautiful tag here and another smaller one here, and this little piece that goes in here. Now that will fit inside this one, and this little bit of detail obviously then will fit across here. And we've got a couple of little fixing pieces here that will go on the top of something, because I can see there's a little slit in there, and then a little piece which folds back, and then we've also got this lovely strip die as well. So that looks really lovely, and I have a few little ideas I've just popped into my head already for that, and I hope they work out, because this could be really nice. Then we have these lovely stamps, and you will always be special to me, believe in yourself, our friendship is forever, Happy birthday. We're wishing you every success just for you. Celebrate. It's your day. Sending love and wishes your way. I'm always here for you. Congratulations. You deserve every success. Remember that you are loved and you are so amazing. Remember that. Those are really, really beautiful sentiments, and they would be really, really beautiful on any card. Lovely for Mother's Day, lovely for birthdays, but just to let someone know that you're thinking about them. And now we'll have a little look at what's in this bag. Now, I've just read my little note, and apparently there are a couple of either or ors in this, so I'll show you what's in mine, and I've also looked out the other pieces just to show you what may be in yours as well. So first of all, I've got this little Craft Perfect 6x6 paper pad called Blue Blossom, and there's 24 sheets in there, and they are 6x6, 8 designs, 6 of each, and 160 GSM, and they're all double-sided. And I'll give you a quick flick through that, and you can see you may get that one, or you may get the Sweet Sorbet, which is this one, and they're much more pastel colours, but they also go really beautifully with what's in your card pack as well there. So it's an either or on that one. And then onto the ribbon, I've got the Navy Blazer, and this is double satin, and there's 5 meters of 3mm ribbon in there. So that's what I got, but you may get either that or bright white satin ribbon as well, or instead of that one. Now, then everyone will be getting the Peony Pink Embellishment Mousse. Now, you know that this can be used through stencils, but it's also really, really nice if you take some of that out and add water to it, and then you can brush it on and use it as a watercolour, and it'll have a really, really lovely sheen off it. Just remember not to add the brush, not to put the brush that the water's been on back into that and contaminate what's already in there. Just take some out and use it that way. But either way, it's really, really beautiful to use that, and I'm sure there's some other ideas you could use with it as well. Then we have some Carnation Pink Crystal Drops. They're really, really beautiful, and whenever you've finished with this, don't forget to keep this little piece, because you can use that as a big embellishment as well. Then we have this really lovely Tim Holtz retractable craft pick. Now, craft pick, pokey tool, whatever you like to call it, they're really, really handy things. It's got this little piece on it at the top where you can hang it up or whatever. I actually normally just pop it into a little tray on my desk like this, and then I can lift it out really handily. But obviously the retractable part of it is the main part of it, because this is very sharp and it can be fantastic for poking out all those little bits of card and paper from your dies or whatever. But you don't want to leave that open, because if you happen to hurt yourself with it, well, you'll not want that, because you don't want blood on your cards. But this is fantastic because you just pop that in, press it backwards, and this goes right the whole way in, and that's totally smooth and totally safe. So that's enough talking about all of that. I'm going to go and die cut some stuff, and I'll be right back. Now I've got loads and loads of things all cut out, and I think I'll start off with making the bookmark first of all. So I have used these 3 dies. Now this one's got some white card in it, and the little bit of white card is the only thing that I've used that's not actually included in the kit. So first of all, I've cut this one out in the Blossom Pink. That's here, and then I have burnished those score lines on the other side. I've also taken some of the white ribbon. You could use whatever colour you like, but I'm using the white, even though I got navy there, because you might have got white in your kit. And I'm going to glue that in there. So what I did was just took a length of it, and I have glued it over together here so that it makes a little loop, and that was drying when I was cutting the rest of the stuff out. So I'm going to just pop that right in there, and that will be the little piece that then comes out of my book eventually. Now I have cut an 8cm square and cut that diagonally across there, and now I'm going to attach that on the other side of here. This is so simple, but it's really, really nice. I'm going to glue that right across there, and you can see then that there's just a tiny bit of the card showing here, and I'm going to nip that off in just a second. I'm actually just going to take a little pencil, and you'll see that this is all still opened up, so that can still fit right over the corner of your book. And we're going to set that on here, and you'll just mark right there with your pencil, and that means then that you can nip that off before you glue anything down. And you don't actually have to do that, but I think it just makes it, keeps it nice and neat. So there we are. Glue along these tabs. I'll pop that on there and just make sure it goes right up into that corner and down to here, and you'll be able to feel it. Once you turn it over, you can feel if it's all in the right place here. What you don't want is any pieces showing on the other side. There we are. And then I have taken this die along with this patterned one, and I've used both of those together on that beautiful iridescent pink card, and now I'm going to glue that directly on top there. And I'll use the fine nozzle on my glue this time for that, because it fits just perfectly into all of those little gaps there. Now you could just leave that the way it is, but I thought it would be really nice to bring something of the white that I've got here back into here, so that's why I've used the little piece of white on the card here. And now I'm just going to paper piece those petals back in here by putting some glue in all of these areas and transferring those pieces over. So all I did to get that was put a piece of white card in behind that little flower there, run it through my die cutting machine, and then I had all these petals to go in here. And I'm going to leave the leaves the way they are and just pop the petals in. There it is, all finished, and that is absolutely beautiful, isn't it? That pop of white actually just lifts that. I had a look at some of the other colours, but I think the white looks really good, and looks really good beside the white ribbon as well. It sort of ties it all together. And just remember that you will want to keep that flat because it will be inside a book. I'll show you here. Just open this up anywhere, I suppose, but that's as good a page as any. And it just flips in over the corner there, and you can see what it looks like on the back and on the top. Actually, this book was sent to me by a lovely lady from Dublin, a lady who came to my demos, a lady called Annette. And whenever I had breast cancer a few years ago, she sent me this book, and it means an awful lot to me. I love the book and I look after it really well. It does look like new, but I have read it a lot. Anyhow, back to the bookmark. That's how it fits in over the top of the pages, and whenever you close your book then, you'll have it like this, and you'll actually be able to see the tab at the top, and you'll know exactly what page you want to open it at. And there it is. And this is not going to damage anything here because you haven't put anything 3D on that. Next, I've taken a 6x6 card and I've just cut it down to 5x5. Now, this actually would fit on a 5x7 as well because it's going to go across like this, but it just means that you have a bit of a gap at the top and bottom, and I thought it would look rather nice on a 5x5 then. So I have taken these two dies to start off with. Now this one comes, obviously there's no cutting edge on the end of it, so when you cut it out, and I have just trimmed it off there at this, right at this edge, you'll see there's a little flat piece here, and exactly where that was is right here, and then I have just folded that over. And I've done that twice, and then I have taken this same die again, popped this one inside it like this. I've run it through my die cutting machine and it has given me this, and then you can just about see on this with the glitter card there's a little line. I don't know if it's visible on the camera there, but there are two little lines, and it actually just indents from this one, and I want to cut the one that's closest to the inside of the card, so I'm going to go ahead and trim that right down there, and then that will glue on top of that exactly like this, so I'll have two of these then. Now we've got these two pieces that can attach to the front of the card, and I think this time I'm going to have the card folded at the top, and it will work either way, but I want to add these two pieces on directly on here so that whenever I have them glued there, you'll be able to open these up and this will be attached on here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those two tabs on. Now that looks lovely, and you could actually just glue it directly on like that and have that as the pattern, as the focal point on the card. But there are two little dies, I've taped them on here, and they actually cut out two different types of closure. So this one will slot together, you can glue it in here, one on each side, and then it slots together like this, and you can close that. Or the other one then creates this little one with the two little holes. I think you can see it there. I'll set it here, I think you can see it better like that. Yes, so we have two of those, and you can fold this part up. So that means that you can glue this directly on here, and this one on here, and where the two come together then you could join, that up with ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that on here, and the one directly opposite it there. When you've lined those up then, you can see that the two of those come together, and you can add a piece of ribbon and tie a bow or whatever, and put it in through the two of them, and then that will open and the card will be really lovely. But you must remember that if you have something like that, you can't just open it straight into a white card and have nothing on there. And I thought there would be a beautiful decorative detail on the front of that. I took the same die that I used for here, and I cut that out in this same colour, but I cut right all around there, fussy cut the bottom of it off, and I give myself this beautiful shape here, and I'm going to glue that directly in there, and then whenever you open this one up, you'll see that inside. I'm going to show you how to make a lovely gift tag from these three dies. So I've cut this one out in white, that's like this, and then you can see this gorgeous little floral pattern here, and you can see that it doesn't actually have a direct outline cutting edge, so that will actually cut the pattern in. So I have actually used this one again then, with this one inside like that, and I've cut it through this card this time, and that has given me this shape. I've turned this over, and then I have cut this one out in white and glued that one directly on top. So that's what we've got there, and now I'm going to glue that one on top of that, because that then shows the white through here. That wouldn't make a very good gift tag because it would be quite too delicate there, so it can go directly on top of the white, and you've got a lovely little gift tag there. And again, you can thread your ribbon through all of that. All of this makes a really, really beautiful set if you wanted to give someone a gift, and maybe the gift was a book. So you could send the card and this on top of the gift, and then the bookmark inside it. I think that would be really, really lovely. I hadn't used any of the blue card up until now, so I thought I'd make something up with that as well. But don't forget that this little die cut here with the folds on it, and this little floral one that goes on top of it, could make a really, really simple pocket that you could put on the front of a card. I'll just lift this one over. So this is the back of the card that I had made earlier, but you could actually just put that on whichever way you like, this way or this way, and then that would make a little pocket for slipping something into. You could put it on the outside, or you could even put it on the inside and put a little gift token or something into that. That's a really, really simple way of using this as well. And it's also obviously really, really good for using in a memory book, because that would make a lovely little pocket to put a tag or a photograph or a little saying or something like that into and put inside your memory book. Anyhow, I had a little idea. Now it doesn't work out exactly perfectly, but it is actually very nice. So I have made myself a little prototype here, and I wanted to see if I could use the front of this little die cut here to make a little box, and I've used the sides, made the sides out of this as well. So I'll go ahead and show you how I've done that. On my prototype here you can see that the top doesn't come exactly level right across there, but I think it looks pretty good anyhow. It's just really because this isn't totally symmetrical, and I've used a little small die cut across the front here, and it works out pretty well. So first of all, I have die cut 2 of these using these 2 dies together. So I've got the outside edge and I've also got the patterned one, and I have cut out the outside one with the folds in it twice as well to give me this shape, and I'm going to glue those directly on top of there. Now I will be nipping a little bit off here or folding that in a second or two, but I want to go ahead and glue this first of all. I've also gone ahead and used these 2 dies. So I've got this one cut out in the blue, and then I used the 2 of them together with the iridescent mirror card, and I've backed one onto the other, and you can see I've left the little lip across the bottom here, but I have cut this one off at the shorter side. So that's exactly where this is here. I have cut the iridescent mirror card off at this line on the inside, and I've cut the other one off at the outside line and just folded that over. This actually corresponds to this little lip on here. So this is going to be the little front of my box, and I need an area of that where I can fold this over and attach it onto the back here. So you can just see inside there where I've done that. So what I've done is I'm going to mark this at 7.5 centimeters, and then this one will be the other way around because obviously it's going to be on the opposite side of the box, and that needs to be marked off at 7.5 centimeters as well. So I'm going to put it into my scoring board and score it right down there. So it'll actually just be straight opposite this little nick here, and then on this one it will be directly down here. Now on one of these you'll see that this little tab stops before it gets to the edge there, so there's no problem with that one. And on this one, where the fold lines cross over there, I just want to cut that off, just cut up into the centre there, and I'll actually just take a little nick off each side and leave it like that. That way I can fold this over and join it in there, and I'll get that lovely little right angle without any problems. Now this piece is 8.3 centimeters wide, so I have cut a piece of blue card to 8.3 centimeters wide by 17 this way, and I have scored that at 8.5 centimeters here, and then at 1 in from that end. So this is 8.5 and 1, and that then gives me the little back for this. So what I'm going to do now is attach these little sides on. This lip that folds up at the front is the piece that's going to get attached on here, and then these pieces will get glued on here. So we'll just glue this in and that on, and all of the thing will come together like this, and then I can add some card onto the back just to cover my little glue tabs. So I'm going to add glue all along here, and the same on the other side, and then glue this on, and this lip then will go in underneath, and that will all be attached. The back of that measures 8.5 centimetres by 8.5, so I've got a piece of that Hailstorm paper and I've trimmed it to slightly smaller than 8.5 by 8.5, and I've glued that on the inside just to make that look really nice when you're looking at it from the front. Then I've taken another piece of card measuring 8.25 by 8.25 centimetres. I'm going to glue that on over there, and that will cover those glue tabs. And I've done exactly the same with this one, 7.25 by 8.25, and I'll glue those on top of these. That will not only cover the glue tabs, but it then will strengthen the little box as well. Have you been enjoying that? Please let me know in the comments down below if you've enjoyed watching along as I do this. Now obviously I haven't even used all of the stuff in the kit. I haven't used the crystal drops and I haven't used the embellishment mousse. I haven't even used the patterned paper, but the video would just go on and on forever. But that's the beauty of these kits, because there's so much in them and you just need to use your imagination and you'll get all sorts of things out of them. And I know lots of you have been thanking me for showing you different ways of using them, so it's not just for making a card, but maybe for going ahead and doing something a wee bit different like the bookmark, and something even more different like a three-dimensional little thing like this little box. But do use your imagination, and you never know what you'll come up with that I haven't even thought of, and you can share that with me in the comments down below and let me know what you think of that too. The other thing to remember with the kits is that once the paper and the card has gone there, you will always have those dies, and you can use them with all sorts of other things. You can use them with lots of your other die sets, but you can use them with other colours of card as well, and everything will look totally different that way. Now back to the fact that I haven't used these. I've actually been tidying up my craft room lately, and I've been bringing lots of my Nouveau products out, and I actually have been using them a lot more because they've been more visible, and it's encouraging me to see them there and to use them. So there will be lots more videos coming up where I'm doing that, and you can let me know the types of things you want to see as well, because I like to obviously incorporate things that you'll want to watch along with too. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, once again, I know I said this at the start, but if you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to do that. Hit the notification bell, and I would really love it if you'd leave me a little comment and let me know just what you think of the videos and how you've been enjoying them, even where you're watching from, because that's always encouraging too, to see where different people are looking from. And give it a big thumbs up, that helps me along as well. Now my affiliate links to the kit will be down below in the description, and thank you very much to everybody who uses those, because I do get a little commission from that, but the price doesn't change for you at all. It's exactly the same price as you would be paying any other way that you would buy it. So I always appreciate that. And thank you so much. Until the next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.